Available now on Pro Wrestling Tees. 3 brand new Mack Attack t-shirts, the Mack Cast, Tag Team Adventures, and the Training School, only at ProWrestlingTees.com/MackCast.
Ladies and gentlemen, currently broadcasting, accompanied by trainee number 1 from France. He is Monster Mack.
Holy frickin' crap, everybody, and welcome to another edition of I'm out of my own theme music this week. The Mack Cast. I'm gonna try that one over again. I shouldn't like tell you I'm gonna.
Just try it one more time.
And welcome to another edition of.
No, stop from the holy crap. Stop from the holy crap.
The whole thing over again? Oh shit!
Start this one off hot.
Holy frickin' crap, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Mack Cast. I'm here with trainee number 1, as always, in the MackMansion.
Hey, what's up, dude?
How's it going, trainee?
That was just
Well, I'm asking.
It was very aggressive. You have the mic. You're doing this thing like you did last time too. You're putting the mic in my face.
I have full control of the mic, absolutely, trainee. And
I'm doing fine, by the way. Thanks.
oh, okay. And tonight is a special one, as always. I'm pretty sure every MackCast is a special one. That's a quote. I quote that every time, every single time. But trainee number 1, you want to kick it off into Mack news first?
Yeah. What's our Mack news? We got beat up by some old dudes at Showcase last weekend.
Yeah. We made our return to Showcase Pro Wrestling. It's been what, years?
At least, right? It's been a while.
What does the Mack calendar say? I'm not sure.
I'll have to check. I don't know. We sold some T-shirts. We high-fived a bunch of people.
Did pretty well, and if you had listened to the last edition's MackCast, the MackCast edition of the last time,
yeah.
T Phoenix, we talked about the RWA Battle Royal for them contracts.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We won that, right?
You forgot about it, but we officially won the Battle Royal. We said it was going to happen on the MackCast last time.
Right.
I want to say last week, but it definitely wasn't last week.
It was for sure like 3 weeks ago.
Last time, and I had some awesome strategies that I learned from Ric Flair's experience in the Battle Royal, where you just hold on to the bottom rope and you just lay there. And you can just, people will get eliminated left and right. You know what I mean? If you just clinch onto that bottom rope.
Occasionally you get stomped a little bit.
Yeah, and that was a pain in the ass because I have dudes' footprints on all over my body. It's like they're bruise-shaped footprints. I can tell, you know what I mean? Goddamn Steve Luss, I know the shape of his boot.
Because it's on your back.
It's on my belly, you know what I'm saying? The Mack abs. So anyways, we absolutely won. We said we were going to do it. I didn't goose anybody to eliminate them, but, I was just showing off a little bit. It's not what I would normally do. I wouldn't pinch a dude.
Did you say that in the last Mack Cast?
I said that. I said it was a good tactic to try to win that battle. What was it called? D Phoenix had a official name for it, but I just don't remember.
Tag Team Summit.
It was the Tag Team Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Pretty much. Royal Rumble style match. But yeah, we won it. We won them contracts, and we're coming for you, Middlesex Express. We want them belts, and we want them bad. Huh!
You cutting Mike Awesome promos?
Absolutely. That is a damn good promo, and it could be used over and over again to this day.
You want that belt bad, punk?
Absolutely. Trainee, who do we have here down in the MackMansion?
Tonight, in the MackMansion, a man... this is what I'm probably going to name Ted 2 as the episode. In the house tonight, Teddy Goodz. I think the last time you were here, you had a different name.
Really?
I think you were...
Like Gregory Edwards?
I think so.
Wow.
Or at least you had your... What were you transitioning to at that time? You had just a nickname for a while, right?
Ted?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't remember. Ladies' Man.
Ladies' Man, yeah.
What do you go down to City Hall and officially change your name? How does that work?
Yeah, like Brandon Webb did. Didn't he change his name to Brandon Webb or something?
So, yeah.
Officially?
Officially, yeah. I thought that was his real last name.
If you're going to change your name, you need to change it to Devil's Reject, not Brandon Webb.
Right.
Legal name, like The Warrior.
That's excellent.
Formerly James Hellwig. You
right.
know, I'm changing my name to Warrior.
I wonder how much that costs. Probably not much, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the real question. Can or can I not wear my mask in my license photo? If I glue it, maybe?
You got to take a little sticky paper and you just stick the mask on there. You draw it, stuff like that. But anyways, Teddy Goodz, he's in the house. The Mack Cast,
That is an
everybody.
elaborate wrestling mask idea you just came up using stick-em notes.
No, that's what my license looks like. I already did it. So.
We've been thinking about this for a while.
I got you.
It's been like 3.5 years, dude.
Wow.
I think since then you've done like a whole bunch more. Like you're all over the place.
Been to a couple more VFWs.
A couple more VFWs, right?
Yep.
Few more, like a name or two. Maybe you worked.
3.5 years. I'm trying to think.
You did the Ted and Ornery podcast.
Oh yeah, was that podcast? Was our podcast after we did?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, so we stole your idea and
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, let's start a tag team and a podcast.
You said it. If you listen back onto the last Mack Cast, you said that. You said I'm gonna do a podcast.
Oh, no
This is
kidding.
fun.
Oh, there you go. So
Yeah, excellent.
I did steal your idea. Well, thank you. I probably woke up the next day, forgot about our podcast. I was like, I have this great idea, Biff. We should
if it's
become
like
a
the two
tag
of us,
team, and then we can record this show like a
just
podcast.
make fun of everybody.
Because normally we drink the French wine here on the Mack Cast, but you had the hard stuff in your humble abode.
Yes, we did.
That's why I don't like to leave the MackMansion. You know what I mean?
Safety zone.
Yeah. The winery down in the MackMansion has some good wine, so you can't hit that hard stuff sometimes. Sometimes Trainee has to go in the bathroom for a really long time.
Yeah, I threw up a bunch that night. It happened.
I haven't thrown up in years, I don't think.
I think that was the last time.
Yeah.
Probably not.
don't
I might
really-
be lying.
I feel like when I was a kid, I used to throw up a lot.
Right.
Like get sick, get the flu, whatever, throw up. I feel like now I throw up once every 5 years. I don't know.
Right.
It's weird.
It's like a Seinfeld thing about that, right?
Yeah.
I've been throwing up since 1983. So what have you been up to in the last 3.5 years, dude?
I guess just trying to somehow make enough money at wrestling to not have to do any other type of work, but that's not working. I still always take any job I can
That
get
you
on the
can,
side.
right.
But I mean, the last couple of years, I haven't had a real full-time job or anything, so I guess that's cool. Like I work at a bar a couple nights a week as a
Right.
door guy, but that's really it. You know what I mean? And then I just hope to sell enough T-shirts that weekend
Fingers crossed.
to have one more week where I don't have to go to a 9 to 5. You know? But I don't know. I'm trying to think what's new, what's happened since we've seen each other last.
Well, what happened to the Ted and Ornery podcast? It disappeared. It
Oh
doesn't-
yeah, we had.
It doesn't even exist
when
anymore.
Biff got signed, or was like in the process of getting signed, or somewhere in the beginning, he asked me to take him down just because he didn't want WWE to hear
You guys
Sean
doing, like,
Gorman
Triple
call
H.
someone the C word. And
Right,
then,
right,
like,
yeah.
I don't
You-
think we ever really talked shit about WWE. Maybe we did. I don't really.
Maybe you guys
remember.
did impressions.
Yeah, whatever.
Like,
but I don't know. He
anything that
just
might
didn't
piss
want
him off.
any guest to say anything nowadays. You know how it is. I mean, we live in a very politically correct society, so
We try to be the opposite of that because.
Yes. But you say
people
you
get
call
mad at
someone
us.
the wrong thing or something, and it
Right,
opens a whole
everybody
can
gets
of
pissed.
worms. Yeah, and some people lose their jobs over it. So
Hey, it's Brian Fury.
hey, there he is.
Botchamania. BLW.
Who's he wrestling? Oh,
Hero.
Chris Hero, and the ropes just broke.
Oh, damn. There goes that. But no, we I feel like a lot of just other wrestlers listen to our podcast.
Yeah,
So
I believe it. I listen to it. I listen to most of them, unless I'm just totally not interested in that person. But I'd say for the most part, you guys have people that I actually want to hear what they have to say.
or at least entertaining ones anyway.
I want to hear Sandy Starr on this podcast.
I don't
Throwing
even
it out
know
there.
how to get in touch with Sandy's. Just show up to a PAL show.
I think she lives there. She's just
Inside,
been there
yeah.
since
She's on the
1991.
third floor.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Brick
Sandy's
House,
awesome.
do you think Sandy Starr wants to do a Mack Cast?
Do you have a direct line with Brick House?
Yeah, he's probably listening, hopefully.
Dude, I love Brick House. Everyone check out his House of Brick shows if you are in the New Bedford, Fall River area. They do charity shows, and you guys are on a lot of them.
We are, hell yeah.
I do. Anytime I'm around, I definitely do them. There's some really good up-and-coming hungry young guys, and then there's some
guys
lazy
made
old
soup
guys.
before.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, not, you know what I mean. I mean, it's a little bit everything, I guess. There's
Right.
some
You get
nostalgia, and there's some, I don't know, what would you say? Can you say high spots? No,
Yeah,
excitement,
you can say
fun?
yeah. Tons of fun for the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, it's a family kid show. I don't know, but hey, you can bring your whole family there for like probably $40, and
Right,
the
if
money
not
goes
less.
to a good cause. You
Right.
know?
And it's always for a fundraiser.
Yep.
I got to jump on a trampoline during my entrance at one of his last shows.
There's always a hardcore match
Always a hardcore match.
with a tarp down in
There
the
was
ring.
that last one too. It was chicks. They did stuff all over the gymnastic equipment. It was nuts.
There's always a lovely lady match as well. He usually has them on the card.
Well, if the ladies are lovely, then we're there, right?
Yeah, we're all showing up. I was trying to say wrestlers listen to the podcast, but I feel like that's how everybody finds out and gets mad at us because it's like they tell each other.
Guess what Buddy Romano said about Joe
Right,
Carrero
and
on
then-
the podcast.
All the time, people come up to me in the locker room and say, like, all right, listen to the Mack Cast, and I have no idea what they're talking about because I don't listen.
Yeah, you have 56 episodes.
Right, yeah, and it's tough because like this is a conversation that we're having right now, and they could listen to this in 4 months from now, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't remember what I said to anybody yesterday. Never mind, like what we said on a podcast 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I definitely can't remember our podcast 3.5 years ago. I probably had a couple
Did you go back and listen to it?
libations. No.
Yeah, we for sure. We definitely had a few. Did you?
What?
Did you go back and listen
Was it on what?
to the podcast with Ted when he was Ladies Man?
Nah.
Oh, you just remember?
No, I'm saying I don't listen to him at all. So.
Oh.
I'm trying to think what's happened in the last few years. I've definitely wrestled some new places. I had a WWE tryout last year.
Which I'm for sure we'll get into a little bit.
Yeah.
Have they asked you to go to like TV at all or anything?
I haven't been to TV since I've been to TV since I saw you guys because I was going for a little while for like a couple of years, but I haven't been since not the SummerSlam that happened, the one before that. It was like that weekend. I did like 3 or 4 days, and my infamous weekend of throwing John Cena out the building as a security guard,
Which is always fun.
My social media was really on fire that day. Jeez, you knew you.
Everybody
made it.
knew you, right?
Here I
Like-
am in my security shirt. Hey, look, Mom, I'm not on WrestleMania. I'm a extra, like a movie extra for 30 seconds. But no, it was cool, man. Like, I don't know if like, I guess I appreciate it and it's cool that it happened, but it wasn't like. I wasn't as excited about it as like 12-year-old me would have been if I knew
Right,
like
yeah,
that was going to
yeah.
happen. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it just feels like another day at the park. When at this point in wrestling,
right.
being involved for this many years, and I've been to obviously TV a
bunch,
few times,
right.
yeah, in the past. So like, I'm not like starstruck or anything like that. But I don't know. Just it was cool. John Cena was way nicer this time around than the first time I met
Right.
him in like 2009. But.
I feel like
So anyways, my social media, like all
yeah,
my
it went
friends
crazy.
saw
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and like then my old friends saw it. So like, I guess it was cool in that regard. Like people I went to school with who know nothing about wrestling, who like saw that and were like, "Oh my God, Ted's in the WWE." You know
Right,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So to them, like it's like, yeah, it wasn't the typical photo of me tagged at the VFW wrestling in front of 70 people. It was like, whoa, Ted's on TV
Holy
with John
crap,
Cena
there's
and
John
Triple
Cena.
H.
What's
and
going
stuff.
on here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like. What's he doing? Oh man, he must be going to become a wrestler there. Like,
Yeah.
so I guess that was cool, But I had a tryout. That's all I've done since then. As far as WWE goes, I started wrestling in Las Vegas for this group called Paragon Pro Wrestling.
Right, which is got we know somebody involved. We all
Yes,
have
one of
a
the
mutual friend.
Paul Lombardi, the
Right,
Pinnacle,
the Pinnacle.
Jaleel Salam.
He's on top of the like the production part.
Oh my God, dude!
And that's just been his jam forever since.
This is the match we were talking about.
With the no selling.
Yeah. But he's doing awesome for himself, man. He travels all over the world.
Right,
You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
awesome.
He puts stuff out that's on like CBS and like UFC and like
It's madness,
ESPN.
right? To think- yeah.
It's legit, So but
I have some of his like first ever like videos he cut together like on VHS tape in that room over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just it's cool to see how far he's progressed and like really stuck to it.
I'm trying to think what else has really happened last year. I do a lot of big time wrestling shows. I don't think I probably started wrestling there a lot in these last few years.
Right.
I got to wrestle Kevin Nash. That was funny. Godfather. Too cool. Brian Christopher's fucking crazy. I can tell you a quick story about him.
Yes, hell yeah.
So it was like a double shot weekend or something, but it was me and Danny Miles wrestling Too Cool both nights. So Scotty Too Hottie is obviously the man. He's like one of the nicest dudes in
Right,
wrestling.
and I'm sure
Like,
you've met him a bunch of times.
dude, yeah,
before
super,
this.
just like clean cut, like doesn't drink and do drugs. Like,
right.
he's just
yeah,
a real
he's just
nice
a guy
guy.
showing
Yes.
up, going to work, and having a good
Exactly, and just a smart dude. So, and we knew each other in the past, and he was just like, you can just tell he's looking at Brian Christopher like, oh boy, like,
yeah.
And Brian Christopher like shows up to the first day, and he's just like, comes in, and he's like a zombie, and like he's just got his head in the closet of like or his locker, and he's just got it there for like 45 minutes, and we're like getting to the point where, and he's sweating profusely, super red, and then we're just like, is this even gonna happen?
Right.
Like, I feel like we probably called the match with Scotty, like. Just because Brian Christopher wasn't even around.
Right,
So
right.
Whatever. Long story short, like 30 seconds before, he just like snaps out. I don't know what he did to wake up, but he did something.
Right.
You know? And
Boom. Instantly awake.
yeah, had the match, whatever. It was funny. I remember he got a homo chant started, and me and Scotty Too Hottie were like, "What?
Yeah,
dude,
a little.
what year is it?
Yeah.
It's like 2015, 16.
It's
I don't
not
know.
2001. Like this
And,
is a little off.
We just made a joke of like kind of how out of touch he was with that. So later on, we all drive to the hotel. Scotty was with us, and it was like 6 hours away or 5 hours away. Like we were basically going to like New York or something. Ahead
for the next shot.
We get there, and it's like 4 a.m., and the dude that's running the hotel lobby is like, you have to get your friend under control. And we're just like, what? Like, and we look, and there's Brian Christopher, full gear, 6 hours after the show. The show ended at 10 p.m. It's now 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Stumbling around, like babbling, and we all just look at him, and we're like, we don't know him. And we just all went to our rooms, but just like, I don't know, just crazy, dude. Like, how could you live like that? Like, just complete maniac, you know?
I've seen him on shows, like cutting promos in the ring, trying to get booked the next night at the next show.
Yeah.
Like,
just booking himself.
Right, yeah. Trying
I
to
was
book
supposed to say,
himself.
the match was like seamless. I mean, they probably do the same match all the time, same spots. But like, dude, and he gave me that leg drop both nights off the top rope, and I was scared for my life, dude. Because
both times, A-okay?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, but I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna
a giant
eat
sigh
shit.
of relief while you.
Man, yeah, especially when someone's in that state, you know, like you're just like, holy shit, like Scotty's the man. He's just sitting there shaking his head like, here we go again, you know. It's like,
do they tag normally outside of?
No, they only do like indie shows, but I think. Well, Scotty works for WWE now.
Okay,
he works for NXT. He's like a coach and an agent or whatever. Which is awesome because he's been around forever.
Right.
You know, I saw him wrestle at PAL, dude, in like 1991 or something.
For sure.
But he has a job now, like so it paid off in the end. Good guy, kept his nose clean, and they repaid him.
They just, hey, come on in, come back.
Now he's getting paid who knows what, but it's a salary. He knows what he makes. You know, he's not doing indies anymore.
Just barely going out to do stuff.
Just doing the NXT stuff. That's it, man. It's like a full-time gig. Oh, Biff Busick got signed to NXT.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one, right? Yeah.
He's starting to blow up there now, finally getting his shot.
It's funny. There's a dude that works at the Dartmouth Newberry Comics.
Yep.
He's got a crazy beard.
Mike is his name. I know who you're talking about.
I caught him one day wearing a Biff shirt, and I was like, hey, man, Biff's the man. That's awesome that you have his shirt on. And ever since then, like every time I see him, we talk a little bit. And every time I see him, he's like, they put Biff on TV like he lost, but he's out there, he's fighting. Like he's not getting squashed in a couple minutes. He's out there, he's having full matches. I'm glad he's doing great, and it's just cool because I never knew that dude now. But every time I see him, we have a quick Biff conversation.
Biff.
And I'm sure you guys still keep in touch and all that.
Yeah. Actually, I went down to Florida a couple months ago and hung out with him and his girlfriend. Just for the day, you know, but we had some fun, and he's telling me about what his life is like, and he's busy, man. Like, those guys train every day,
right?
And then they like go do shows, and like I don't know if he still does now, but like they all did the ring, like,
right?
Finn Balor was doing.
You're
the
literally
ring, you know?
just setting stuff up.
We went to a house show actually when he first got signed, and he was on it. It was like. It just happened to be like
up around here, or
no, it was in Florida. It was like it was NXT show. It was like in some like no name town, like near like where we were visiting my girlfriend's dad at the time.
Yeah,
and I was like a half hour away, and he was actually he didn't wrestle on it. He just had gotten signed. He was like a new dude, and we went and there was like 150 people there. It's like crazy, like the NXT live events in like Florida,
right?
Draw like indie shows, like 100
really?
people.
With all those dudes?
Not 100, but they draw, let's say, between 150 and 400. You know what I mean?
Just
what I mean, we were talking shows that had like Shinsuke and Samoa Joe,
right.
and like it's crazy. Like I don't know, man. But then they come up here and they draw 4,000 people.
Right.
You know? So,
now, why do you think it's like that down there? Just because they have it
maybe
so
it's,
often?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe because it's just easily accessible. I don't really know.
How big is that NXT arena?
Oh, the Full Sail place? I don't think it's that big. I think it holds like 1,000, maybe less, 750. It's like a small like TV studio.
Right, that's just kind of built in.
Yeah,
to look
I don't know.
like
I mean,
it's
looking at
jam-packed.
it, I'd say there's less than 1,000 people in there. Definitely.
And I guess since they do that all the time, like whenever you want to go see NXT, you just go.
Yeah, I don't know if it's hard to get tickets or if they're easy or how it works or if you have to pay for them or.
No, you say those guys are like training every day, and I know they're doing shows on the weekends. They're like no days off. That's just the deal. Like you just.
I feel like pretty much almost no days off. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like they train Monday through Thursday, then Friday, Saturday. There's shows. Maybe they get Sunday off, but I don't know if you're on the road and you're doing like
right, yeah.
They have like 18,000 shows now in WWE. You can't even keep up. It's like 205 Live, UK tournament, which UK tournament was kick ass. I thought
excellent, right? I enjoyed, yeah.
everyone in it was pretty good. I thought, I actually like that better than 205 Live. To me, there's like more realism.
Right. Yeah. The wrestling
205
was better.
Live is just like almost
Flips.
too pretty.
A lot of flips.
Yeah, it's not really. I don't wrestle that style, so maybe that's why. I mean, I can appreciate the cool spots and stuff, but I just feel like it's not. It's too pretty for me.
Are you going to tell me we all need to slow down, Teddy? Is that what you're saying?
I wrestled Jay Freddy last weekend, and he got mad at me because I like nixed a bunch of spots and told him to slow down. And like, he gave me something, and like, oh, I know what it was. He gave me a lariat from hell, dude. Like, he told me he was going to do this like Dynamite Kid clothesline, and I'm like, all right, just to clarify, like, what is that going to be?
Yeah,
and he's like, no, I'm just going to like run through with it. Like, I won't touch you. I'm like, all right, dude. He clotheslined me so hard I thought my head was in the 5th row. And, like, he's screaming at me to, like, get up and take some move off the top rope. And I'm just like, dude, you just fucking killed me. I'm not getting up. Like, no way, Jose, dude. Like, even the crowd was like, oh, when he hit me with it. I'm like,
right.
Probably the biggest pop we got in the match. I'm like, why would I get right up and take your stupid move? Whatever. Nice move,
Whatever.
But, yeah, like, I'm just going to, it was just, but, like, yeah, so I pulled that on him. But afterwards, he did agree. Like, he realized, like, I'm like, man, there's 150 people here. It's all kids, like stuff.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
You
At
want
that
to have
point,
this
it's
super
cool.
indie match. Like, nah, we gotta, and then you hit me with a crazy move. It's like, yeah, man, I'd rather sell. That's my gimmick, man, is selling. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't have a lot of offense, and I'd rather just take the heat and sell and do 2 or 3 things nice, and that's it. Leave it at that.
I've seen. I enjoy the you have a lot of crowd interaction with your stuff.
Yeah.
You do the. Is it the knees in the corner or the elbows?
Oh, I could do a 10 count. Yeah. With elbows,
with the elbows and stuff. You always try to get the fans involved.
I'm trying to be like a new school version of Sweet Scott Ashworth meets Scotty Too Hottie.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like a cheerleader, but and a guy who like looks decent and can wrestle decently. You know what I mean? Like combine all 3. Like
Are you calling Ash a cheerleader?
some sweet. Oh, we call him Coach.
We did Ash and
What
Baker
that
on
tag
here. It
team
was awesome.
called? Sweet Scott Ashworth and Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh man,
Sweet Worm.
oh, that is a good one.
Sweet
The
Worms.
sweet worms. You got that sweet worm. I can picture the T-shirt now, man.
Yeah, totally. I would buy
Scotty
one.
Too Chunky.
Oh yeah, the chunky. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Sweet Worm is probably one of my favorites.
Sweet Chunky Worms.
The chunky worm. That doesn't even sound appropriate. You can't sell those shirts. Kids will get pissed.
No.
We got in trouble for selling a shirt that said "freaking" on it once, so I didn't know that was a swear.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Apparently, that's a bad word. I had
Freaking?
no idea.
Freaking, yeah.
You say that all the
Freaking.
time.
It was spelled. How was it spelled though? That's it's all in how it's spelled.
I have no clue, dude. So you say you had the tryout last year.
Yep.
Now, how'd that all come about?
I don't remember. Maybe like after the last time. Oh, the final time I went to TV was that weekend. I did.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about the TV. From the time you started going
Yep.
to the last time you went, have
Yep.
you noticed like a change
Like for me or for like the company?
for the company?
Like backstage?
Backstage, yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I just feel like it's just the same old hectic shit.
Just
like
the
there's
same
There's
thing turning around.
100 wrestlers there and 300 employees,
Right.
like, between writers and ring crew. You know what I mean? Just so much going on. Like, I don't know. I guess.
So
I don't
same
know if-
kind of vibe.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like in WWE is so corporate now. I feel like you do kind of have to look over your shoulder and worry about what you say
All the time,
They're very
right.
strict, because they're like publicly owned and stuff. You know,
It's
what I mean?
odd.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, you're never going to see someone drinking a beer there, like or after
in the
a
locker
show.
room, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's just not even an option. I feel like
Now, for you, did you feel like? Obviously, I feel like your feelings changed between the first time you went and the last.
I think
like more comfortable, right?
Yeah,
Obviously.
I feel like definitely the last time I went there, I was on a mission, and I kind of got advice from Biff, but I was just going there to be like, I am going to go here and I am going to get a tryout. Like, I'm not here to fucking sit next to the Undertaker or
Right.
eat a taco.
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
bell is like. I've seen that. I've done that. Like, it's cool, at first time.
Right,
you're there,
right.
Like, you're like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is so much larger than life and all these famous people, whatever. But, like, after, like, the 15th time, you're just like, okay, like, I want to get a tryout,
All right, get out of the way.
So,
I'm trying to get my burrito.
Speaking of Braun Strowman, it was the night he debuted. I took all his finishers from him. They were like practicing him because they had never Triple H had never really seen him, and
Right.
which is crazy, right? Like,
Yeah,
all right, he's
Jesus.
debuting, and they had a crash pad out for like one of the two moves. Thank God, because like he's a big dude,
Right.
And he picked me up on his shoulder, and I remember in my head being like, oh shit, I've never been this high in the air before.
I am very high
Yeah.
right now.
But and even that day, William Regal was doing his usual speech he does every on the Monday Night Raw night to the extras and stuff, and just tells you what they're looking for and
Right.
what to do when you're your tryout match and all this. And he pulled me that day and another guy. I forget who it was, but because I think the other guy had been to TV before too. But he's like, you guys do go down there. So that was cool that he chose me out of like
Right, he
8
knew,
guys in the
yeah.
ring. And I was in there with like Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Strowman, and maybe Bray Wyatt because he debuted with them, right?
Yeah.
For like an hour and a half. It was pretty cool. Like,
Right, just hanging out, taking some
doing
bumps.
stuff, making suggestions, crazy, right?
Right,
Like
that's-
being like, oh,
yeah,
you should
yeah.
try it like this. He's like, oh, all right, like, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, just trying to make some kind of impression,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But then the next day, this is, I guess, kind of an interesting story. I've never really told anyone this. The next day, we had our matches,
Yeah.
and like on Monday, you get to pick who you want to wrestle. Like, there's like 8 extras, so you just be like, all right, who wants to wrestle who? Some
Yeah.
guys, the Monster Factory guys, all wrestle each other, you know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, because they know each other and stuff.
I knew no one at this TV, literally, and like not to be a dick, but I had never even heard of these guys that
Right.
were like, I feel like that were there, you know. And there was this guy who I know now, Mike Taverna. He's from New York. I think he does like a lot of NYWC that type of stuff. But him and I were gonna wrestle each other, and we like planned out a nice like 6-minute match, you know, because obviously you call it, you want to have a good match, you
Right,
want
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
locker room's down there watching, you know. Usually because they really just
You're
want
trying
have a
to
good
stand
laugh,
out,
you know?
right? Yeah,
But
yeah.
and they're interested. All right, who here does kick ass, you know? So, anyways, we have this match planned, and we go down to the ring, and like we're waiting for Mr. Regal, and he's not there yet. And then like all of a sudden, like Arn Anderson comes over. I think it was him, one of the agents, him or someone else was just like, "Hey, get down to the ring right now." So like, all right, so we got like a little match planned.
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
So we're ready. I'm like gonna kill this in my head. It's like we're each
You're
only
ready
doing
to
a few
go.
spots where it's gonna be awesome, you know? So
Yeah, yeah.
we get down there and Arn Anderson's like, who's wrestling who? And like it was like me and this kid or whatever. He's like, nah. He goes, you against him. And then the guy's name is Nick, begins with a C, like Coramello or something. I don't know. He's a Monster Factory guy. He's only been around a couple of years.
The
And,
old Arn Anderson swerve there.
yeah, so Arn Anderson
Nice.
tells us to wrestle now, right?
Yeah.
So now we're not allowed to call a match. He goes, what's your finish? I tell him, like, I do a backpack stun. I'm not going to give it to this guy. All right, what is yours? Power slam. All right, give him a power slam. That's the finish. I was the baby. This guy's the heel. The guy looked
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking Brody. He's a big dude. Only been wrestling like a year. I'm a little nervous with like bigger guys who are unexperienced. I'll kill you. So they're like, he's like, all right, get in there, go. Didn't even call
All on the
a
fly.
spot. Not even a finish.
Right.
Oh, power slam was the finish. We didn't say how we were going to get into it.
Or what
So
kind of
now,
what kind of power slam he does.
luckily, this kid did know how to work. Obviously, the Monster Factory produces good guys because, like, he didn't kill me. He was very
Right.
safe. We did the match, and he was respectful enough to literally let me call the entire
While you would-
match.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like we did, like, your big man, little man thing. You know, we took a little heat, and then I think the finish was, like, I hit him with a missile drop kick. I hit him with a few deals in the corner. We did some little spot. Maybe he took a bump or something. I went up top, and then, like, he caught me
you.
in the power slam.
Right.
Rock bottom, something. I don't know what the hell it was. But so anyways, halfway through the match, William Regal comes over and he's like, whoa, 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 stop. What is going on? Like, stop the whole thing. Like, just, the match stops. Now I'm like, oh, shit. He's like, who told you guys to get in the ring? And now Arn Anderson's right there. We're like, Arn?
Yeah.
And then, like, he's like, he's all, like, flustered. And he's like, you guys need to fill out your paperwork. And, like, we did. He's like, all right. He's like, all right, start over from the beginning. So now, I just called this match on the fly. Now we're starting from the beginning, and in my head, I'm like, well, this is my one opportunity to wrestle in front of all these guys. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do the same match because that would just make me look like I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
nothing else to offer.
you're playing.
So I call a complete audible and do like this whole match. Like, we got through it and did the finish that I said before, and afterwards, like, William Regal's like, don't ever get in the ring when I'm not here, all this stuff. So I'm just like, oh, God, like, we fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Arn Anderson comes over. Well, I know in the end, Regal knew it wasn't our fault. We didn't know.
Right,
You're
yeah,
there,
yeah.
you're WWE. Arn Anderson says, get in the ring and wrestle. What are you
You
supposed
go,
to do?
yeah,
Say
yeah.
no?
Like, no, Regal's not here. What do you mean? Get
It's
in
not
the
like
ring and
Regal
wrestle.
said, do not get in the ring until I get there.
Right.
You know, he said, get there, get changed, go hang up by the ring if someone asks you to do something. So Arn Anderson came up to me, and he really put me over, like, pretty big time, you know, but maybe he's just being a nice guy. I don't know. But
Right.
he was putting me over just saying, like, I heard you call that whole match. Like, I'm impressed. Like, a lot of guys couldn't do that. Like, and, you know, it wasn't the shits and whatever. So it made me feel good. So later on in the day, we did our promos or whatever. And I basically was just like, I think it was Brooklyn Brawler and what do you call it? Regal. And I don't even remember. Oh, and the promo, I actually remember it now. Biff told me what to do, but it was stupid. It was, I don't want to say the word because it will offend people, but it was really dumb. And basically the gist of the story was like, I was walking to SummerSlam and like past this homeless guy, and I got there, and like I had on fluorescent orange tennis shoes, and I had to go back and change, and then I saw the homeless guy again. And it was like all these weird situations, like getting into the arena,
Right.
And then like
Tell me about it.
Ended with me like being like, oh, I saw this kid who reminded me of myself. You know what I mean? And it made it all worthwhile. Like I don't know, and like. Basically, like he said, he's like, tell them a story and don't be a creep. And he's like, you know what I mean? And show them. Like, because everyone goes in there and they're like, you know, brother, this Saturday night, it's going to be me and you at the OK Corral. Like, they don't want that shit. You know what I mean? So they don't even want you to do wrestling promos. You can just tell them a story. Like, you can just do something to entertain them, I guess.
Right.
So I did all that. They liked it. And I was just like, dude, honestly, I'm like, I just want to try out. Like, I'm just, you know, I've been here a million times. I've done everything you've asked me to do. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like
you've done like random stuff for them too, right? Like video game stuff. And,
I did. I did a commercial for them. I went to the WWE warehouse. That's something we can talk about in a second. Cool. That was crazy. So, anyways, Regal was just like, all right, I'm gonna try to get you in there. I can't. You know, you're old. You know, I'm 35, but there's probably 33 at the time or something. He's like, you know, you're old. Like, I'm gonna do what I can, you know, to try to get you in there. And then it just so happens in these last couple of years they signed the Sami Zayns, the Kevin Owens, the guys who are older. You know, they're not kids. They're not 21-year-old jacked up dudes. You know,
just ready to go.
Yeah, but so I don't know how much longer it was after that, but it was quite some time. I feel like they said they were gonna give me a tryout. Oh, I remember now. It was in like the summer, right after that. They were gonna give me a tryout, and then like a week later, they emailed me like, "Sorry, we don't have anything. We're not going to give you a tryout." Like, I still have the email somewhere, I think. But I remember I was on the beach with like Biff, Taven, and Eddie Edwards. We were having like our once a year like guys.
We all got together. Yeah.
Everyone was feeling good, having fun, and I like got the email, and I'm like crushed.
What the?
You know, like I'm like, what? They just told me a week ago. They were like asking me where I'm flying out of, asking me for all my social, everything. You know what I mean? And so then I just was like down for a while. I was really aggravated, and that was July. I don't know when they contacted me, but I went for my actual tryout in March. So it was a long time later when they were like, oh, we have something for you, or we want to give you a shot. So did the tryout. It was at the Arnold, which is like this big, like, juiced-up musclehead fest.
Down in Florida,
No, this is in Ohio.
Ohio,
It was
okay.
weird. They were doing NXT live at the Arnold. It's like a fitness expo.
Okay.
So NXT is like live, almost like the Whaling Seed Festival, 2 or 3 shows a day for like an hour.
It's just there, right.
So, and they were going to have tryouts. They were called open tryouts. It was going to be like open viewing tryouts. So
okay.
Like, the tryouts were only like 3 or 4 hours.
Fans could watch?
Exactly.
That's weird.
Anyone who, yeah. So the thing was like 3 or 4 hours, I'd say, instead of like 8, you know? No one had matches. It was just tons of drills, tons of rolling. There was people in the ring who have never been in a ring in their life. There was a world's like strongest man dude in there.
Just trying
the Iceman. I gotta show you his video.
Rolls.
He's been on like all these America's Got Talent, all these shows, and he like runs through ice and like breaks bats over his back like 3 at a time. Crazy, right? Rips decks of cards in half with his teeth. I witnessed it. So he got in the ring. He never even touched the ropes in his life, and they have him running the ropes doing somersaults. Like they just don't give a hoot, dude. Like, I think it's for entertainment purposes. Like, so that the crowd, the audience would be like, oh, this isn't easy. I guess anyone can't be a wrestler. And, like, all those dudes had to wear, like, helmets. Like, almost everyone there except for me and, like, this kid that was in the cruiserweight thing. His name was Andrew. He was in the Cruiserweight Classic. He wrestled to Jerry. He was from Australia. Like, we were, like, the only ones, I feel like, that didn't have to wear helmets because, like, right off the bat, they have you do a couple of things.
I was going to say, how do they establish?
I don't know. There was guys who said they've been wrestling helmets. 5 years. They still made them wear helmets.
Well, are they, like, foam helmets?
Yeah, like karate, jiu-jitsu, sparring, boxing helmet type things.
It's not like a bike helmet where it's like...
That's what I was thinking of at first.
So they did it, and a lot of the girls, there was only one girl who was a worker, this MJ Jenkins. She's now a friend of mine. She lives in New York. I've helped her get on some shows and stuff, and she's been doing some Ring of Honor stuff. She did the tryout, and then it was just all random girls, like fitness models. One girl was just like a teacher. One was like a swimming coach.
Showed up.
Crazy. So, like, I don't even know how they get booked. It's like guys wrestle for 20 years and never get that shot.
Never get the
and there's
email.
These girls who are just like, oh, yeah, I just sent an email because my friend said I should, and they said yes. And they pay you and fly you out and all this stuff and feeding. It's crazy. Like,
the amount of money
they'd want to use actual wrestlers, you know, or something. Like,
people who might have some sort of ability.
And like the girl who was a teacher, not to knock or anything, but like she wasn't athletic looking. She was just a typical, you know, she probably weighed 115 pounds, no muscle, just like
just a chick,
regular little lady, school teacher. Like it was just weird, you know. And they didn't hype it up like in front of the crowd, like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, a school teacher. Like we have every walk of life here, you know. It was they didn't know who was a wrestler and who wasn't, you know, but. They had, like, the crowd. They wanted you to work the crowd.
Yeah.
And, like, so, I mean, I was doing my shtick, and I got people into it, you know. Like, I think that helped me. Like, I was probably the only guy that came out for they did. Everyone had an entrance.
Ooh.
I think I was the only guy who actually got people like fired up. Everyone else just came out like everyone else. You just like crickets, like
just
or people like, who the hell are you? Like so. But yeah, so I did that, and I felt good, but in the same way, I felt like it wasn't a real tryout. It was just a show. Like
was that for 2 days or?
Yeah, it was 2 days, 2 or 3 days. I can't remember, but I feel like it was just. Yeah, we're just having this, like, I don't want to say a fake tryout, but we're just having, like, going through the motions to entertain these random people at the fitness festival. So I kind of was jaded in a way because I was like, I didn't get to even show them what I can do. Like, I didn't even show them anything about me. I just showed them I can do 800 somersaults and not get sick,
So was it the same jive every day that they had you doing?
The same what?
Like just doing out there
no,
every
I think
time?
we did different stuff the different days. I don't really remember which was what day, but it was just like rolls, drop downs, just
the same
drills, just stupid, giving the audience a taste. I shouldn't say it was stupid. If anyone from the WWE ever hears this, it was a great opportunity.
It served
I'm
the purpose,
thankful.
Right?
I dreamed of this my whole life as a kid. Like as a child, I just wanted to touch a wrestling ring. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when that happened, when I went to like local wrestling PAL, I got to do that, and then like. Getting in a WWE ring, obviously crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like there, I mean, it's just it was awesome. It was a great opportunity. I mean, I definitely got looked at. I definitely think I stood out. I was really prepared for it. We'll see. They hit me up and said I'm going to go at some point. Definitely, the latest I heard now is in May or September. So
yeah,
we'll see.
So you were really prepared for it. I feel like maybe you got some inside info leaking to you.
Oh yeah, no. Biff told me what they do at tryouts. You know what I mean? Like he helped me get prepared. I mean, why wouldn't he? I mean, why wouldn't
you guys are friends, right? Of course.
If you worked at the same pizza parlor and you knew how to make the best pie in the land, you're going to tell your boy what to do.
Yeah.
You're not going to leave him out.
Listen, man, here's the easy way to do it.
What a weird thing of me to think of, a pizza place.
Listen, I'm in with the
hungry.
pizza. We get a pizza after this if you want. We were going to tell a side story there. I can't remember what it was.
I told Trainee everything I know because he's my boy. That's why.
I was going to tell you a side story.
I feel like if we had a side story.
William Regal, like I asked him for the tryout, I got it. I guess maybe that was it for that. I'm trying to think if anything else like WWE really related has happened. I mean, I've been an extra bunch of times since I talked to you guys, like Rosebuds.
Right.
Biff,
Hell
I
yeah.
have a really funny picture of Biff as the bunny, but he's holding the helmet in his lap, and he's in this empty room, like 100 feet away, and he looks miserable.
Yeah.
I'll text it to you after.
Oh, that's
I always
great.
want to post it, but I don't know if he'll be like, "Hey, take that down." It was just really funny because, like, man, I remember he was like CZW World Champion, and he's just like, dude, this is WWE, like,
Hilarious.
But I don't know. I get to be an extra bunch of times. That was cool. I don't really have any good stories as far as like wrestler interaction that I can remember.
Nothing too wild.
Yeah, I don't know.
Other than being scolded by Regal for getting in the ring.
Yeah, that was really it, But
what really tops that, though? You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. That's Regal.
Actually, I do have one other WWE story. No, it's not even that
So
interesting.
you didn't get to have a.
No, it's not. It's now that I'm thinking about it now. It's
It's a
not
bad
worth-
idea to tell that story.
It's not worth explaining. It's too long and not really that.
So
funny
you
to me.
didn't get to have a taco with the Undertaker?
The last time Undertaker was at SummerSlam, I believe, and I remember seeing him and being like, "Wow, he just looks beat up, man." He was like hobbling in, like to catering. Who did he wrestle? Did he wrestle Brock?
At SummerSlam?
Yeah, I don't know. Brock was there too. I remember.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I seen him at Mania. I mean, not Mania, Royal Rumble, and Take did not look great.
I thought that was a closet that he just went into.
That's
I'm
the
like,
bathroom.
Wow, that thing is deep. He just disappeared. But yeah, no, nothing crazy. I guess as far as WWE stories go, I'm trying to think anything cool that's happened on like the Indies. Biff and I wrestled Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. That was cool.
That is awesome. I love Christopher Daniels and Kazarian
and Roderick Strong and Eddie Edwards. I mean, we got Justin Credible and X-Pac. We had a couple of decent tag matches. Now that I think about it. Kingdom quite a few times. That was always awesome. We wrestled the Kingdom right before Biff left for WWE at the PAL when they had Ric Flair down. So that was awesome. It was a sellout show. We were on the first half.
Right, yeah.
That was like literally like the first time I think both of us were like full-fledged baby faces. Like, Steve Ricard was like, "Oh man, you can't just switch from heel to baby." And I'm like, "Dude, I think we can." Like,
I'm
people
pretty
listen to
sure.
our podcast,
Yeah.
people like us. And the other thing, people were like, "Oh, I feel like some people were like, you're not going to get over the Kingdom. They're on Ring of Honor." Like,
right.
But I was like, I don't know, man. We've been wrestling in PAL forever. I feel like they're going to want us.
Yeah.
So it worked out great, man. They were the heels, and like that was the first time I used Hall & Oates, and we got like just super over, and it was fun. And like the match, I'm really proud of it. It was definitely, it wasn't a ladies' man Gregory Edwards match. It was like a new school, had
Right,
some cool
something-
spots
right,
at
right.
Kingdom. You know, it was a Ring of Honor style match. You know, and the crowd like appreciated it. So that was even cooler because Fall River, as we know, is known for having like their old school mentality.
Right,
You know,
of-
like they
of
like
grappling, yeah.
So that was cool.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like since the last time we did the podcast, you become the man over at Top Rope.
Yeah.
You were like double champ for a while.
Yep. They had me. I won one belt, and then I forget what the reason was as to why I had both for so long, but
Because you were the
maybe
man.
maybe lack of creativity. I don't really know, but but it was cool, man. Like
Was
not
the-
only I never really wrestled for the belts or had the belts ever in Top Rope, and then finally like I had them both, and like they made me look like the man. Like my family went to the show at where I won the belt. It was the first time my mom ever saw me wrestle live. Right. So like it's only PAL local wrestling in front of there was like probably like 300 people there. You know what I mean? But like to my parents, like they actually thought it was so cool that like the whole crowd was cheering.
Yeah.
They were like, "Wow, my mom thinks I'm like a local celebrity." You know what I mean? Like, so it's cool. I'm not a joker to her. You know?
Was there a newspaper article I seen?
Yeah, there was a newspaper article when I talked about my WWE tryout and stuff,
yeah.
and like even that, like I think it was like. Teddy Goodz now works for WWE or works with WWE, and like it was definitely misleading. So I feel like my friends just saw that one, like, holy crap, my Ted from kindergarten's in WWE.
Like,
you
you
know
know Ted?
But it's still cool. It was a nice article. You know, they put a nice photo there of me and stuff. And like, you know, once you read it, it said that like I worked as an extra.
Right,
and stuff
yeah,
like-
yeah, you did
But it was
some
cool,
stuff.
and that's any news. They're going to sensationalize a headline, obviously, to get you to want to read it. You know, but no, it was a cool like local boy done good article, and then I had some steam with that, and then doing the show and like winning the belts
Right.
and stuff. Like it was pretty cool. You know, I feel like my parents never really knew what the wrestling I did was. They just thought it was like local.
It's funny because like my grandparents, right? They've only been to shows like way back when we were kids in the ring and stuff, and they've never. I feel like they might still have that perception of what my shows are. in their head, and I just want them to like come to a show, come check it out.
Yeah.
But they're like 100, so they can't come.
Oh, now so here's the crazy thing. My parents didn't know I wrestled for all those years. I came
Right,
out of the wrestling club.
Yeah.
And they like my mom. She can't really deal with it. She went to also see me wrestle Chris Dickinson at the Hardy Boy show at BCC in
Right.
Fall River. And Dickinson like got on the mic and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like break your neck in front of your mother and your old lady," or something. Because like my girlfriend and my mom. And he gave me a pile driver, and my mom was so mad. She's like, every time now I go away to wrestle, she's like, "You're not gonna do that move again where you get dropped on your head, are you?" Like, so hey, my mom bought it. She was like, "Holy smokes!"
Did Dickinson make your mom cry?
No, but you know what? My mom the otter day was like, "I don't like him." I just decided I like him for saying that to me. I'm like, "Oh
Forever.
God, Mom, he's just doing his job." You know. That's another one. I get to wrestle Chris Dickinson, which was really cool, first time ever, and I thought we had a really good match. You know, and it was cool because people I feel like think he's just like a spot guy beyond
Right, yeah,
beyond
yeah.
wrestling style type stuff, but like. Dude, he adapted right to the Fall River crowd. He had a great time. You know what I
Right,
mean?
you
Like,
enjoyed
he
it.
did some of his stuff, and he did some old school stuff, and mixed
yeah.
it, and it was cool.
How was that BCC show
Dude, there
with
was
the
like
Hardy
800
Boys?
people.
It's crazy, right?
Crazy,
Like
yeah.
I
It's
feel
probably
like
the biggest top rope show in history. Like as far as like Bank Street Armory days, I feel like those Yankee Pro Wrestling shows, like the tickets were like $5.
Right.
Like this was a show where people paid like at least
At least
$20
$20
minimum to get in.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So like. Yeah, it was cool. It was successful. The promoter made money, which is always good. You
Right,
know?
definitely a
the
plus.
They Boys got their $8 billion.
They got their cut of their slice of the cheese.
So it worked out for everyone. It was cool, and once again, I didn't have to wrestle at the end of the show, so that was awesome.
I remember that night the show was happening. Like people I didn't even know liked wrestling.
Same
You know what I
here,
mean?
man.
Or we're still into it. We're at the show tagging
Yeah.
photos and stuff. I'm
Dude,
like, this
same
is
thing.
wild.
I saw like old friends there from 10, 15 years
Right.
ago who just were like, "Oh, I love the Hardy Boys." They didn't even know I was wrestling. That show.
Like, what are you doing
That
here?
was like the icing on the cake when they were like, "Whoa, you do this?" And you're like, not awful at it. Wow, shit, that's good for you, you know. So that was cool, yeah. But that was the last one. I don't think my mom's going to any more anytime soon, at least.
Right, but those are pretty good too. Like,
Oh, and they came and saw me once wrestle at the bar I work at. Like they had like an outside festival thing.
Yeah.
And it was like me and Devil's Reject, and we like brawled all over that outside through
Right,
a
right.
picker
Yeah,
bush
yeah.
and all the whole night, you know. And my parents went to that one. My mom actually liked that, probably because there was beer and bands.
right?
You
yeah,
know, it was
yeah.
a little
Some
more
other stuff going
yeah.
on.
She
Not
probably
just
had a little
grappling.
buzz going, so you know she didn't feel
Bopping
get
around to the
freaked out.
music.
She was,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
tapping her foot. So.
And you got to wrestle JT a couple times, right?
Yeah,
For the
dude,
first
that was
time.
awesome.
That was like a
He gave me
a
the
thing.
tombstone on a
On the
chair,
chair,
and we
right.
bounced off the chair. So it was very real.
Whoa!
Yeah, it was crazy. And then the next show, I don't remember. No, my parents didn't go, but I remember I asked them not to do the tombstone because I had some people I knew there, and that's a spot that like freaks people out, you know.
Yeah.
And we didn't need it. Like I was gonna win the match and stuff, so like how shitty would it look if I took that
and then kicked
and just,
out?
Yeah, and like win in the
beat
end,
him with whatever, run a knee and a DDT.
So instead, I just kicked out of his death by elbow 18 times. You know. No, JT's the man, dude. JT's one of those guys who he delivers. Like I've told this to JT's face, but like I wasn't a fan of him before I knew him,
right?
You know, and then. Now, I mean, seeing him wrestle other people and wrestling me, man, I have nothing but respect for the guy. I mean, he's so good at like selling, and, and he has offense. I've stolen stuff from his offense. I'll do it on Big Time Wrestling this weekend. His rolling RKO El Dirte move. You know what I mean? I don't care. I've told him that, and he laughed. But dude, he makes you look great. He's kind of like makes me think of like someone like Eddie Edwards, who just is so giving to make you look good. And I had 2 matches with him. I'm hoping there's a third. I really enjoyed it. The crowd enjoyed it. Once again, that was like a indie style match in Fall River, and I feel like the crowd like appreciated it. Yeah, they liked it. People were, maybe it was only 4 or 5 people, but they were like, that needs to happen again. That was the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. Top Rope's been delivering as far as the opponents. I wrestled Slick Wagner Brown, Danny Miles.
Slick.
So. I like to wrestle everyone, man. You know how it is. It gets old when you wrestle the same people over and over. Wrestle Devils like 800 times. I love it every time, but
right, you guys have a good time every time.
We're probably going to do our same spots. We're not going to think of new innovative ones, Whereas,
you're not trying to go in hard.
But if I wrestle JT and Dickinson and Slick, I might take a spot from each of those matches the next time I wrestle them and
do something else. Yeah. Now, are you still the champ?
Yes, I am. Top rope heavyweight.
He had to check his waist while he was. Yeah, the belt is still there.
Yeah, I am the top rope heavyweight champion. Now I lost the other belts to Frankie Vane
in a
ladder match against him and the Devil's Reject.
And I thought Nick Steele was involved in that match.
He wasn't.
Okay.
Nick Steele ended up not being able to do that event.
Gotcha. Was he okay? So he was promoted for it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. Gotcha. But so what's the next Top Rope show? What's your next offense?
My next Top Rope show is March 10th. I'm wrestling Code Steel Chuck O'Neill and Pure Talent Chris Escobar in a 3-way match because there was some discrepancy over who won the Spindle City Rumble this year, I guess.
Some sort of shenanigan.
Chris Escobar won it, but apparently Chuck O'Neill wasn't really eliminated. I don't know. So at the end of my match, Chuck came and beat everyone up. So now there's going to be a 3-way at the next show.
Gotcha.
Brockton's a pretty cool place. Have you guys wrestled there before?
No, I don't.
You guys do well there. It's a lot of kids and stuff. It's just and there's a lot of alcoholics, so that mixes.
Perfect, right? Yeah. Great for wrestling.
Yeah, but the last show.
Demographic right there.
Our direct demographic.
They usually have a couple hundred people there, but it's a small place, so it's full and it's rowdy. It's fun. There's these guys, the DSP, the Drunk Street Posse. Give them a shout out. They basically wear sweater vests
to every show.
Yes, nothing underneath. To the shows, and they can be lewd,
right? But entertaining.
Yes, they get the crowd going. They're cheerleaders, Some of the guys don't like them because they can get personal at times. But hey, man, it is what it is. It's entertainment. If you're in a band and people yell personal shit at you, I mean, what are you going to do? Beat their ass? I mean,
if you put that personal stuff out there and then somebody yells it back at you, that's on you.
If everyone didn't put down every meatball they ate on Facebook, maybe they wouldn't know, your stuff about your personal life and your girlfriend and your car breaking down and your 18 pets and the vacation you went on last week. You're asking for it, Like, I don't know. It is.
You're giving people a direct line into your life.
Like, I don't like
fans.
I don't like having fans I don't know on my Facebook, but now I've been selectively adding some because you promote your stuff on social media. They're the ones that buy your shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com/Biff and Ted.
That's why I have somebody manage my Facebook.
By somebody, he means me.
I was gonna say managers like Mouth of the South.
Yeah,
no, it's just me.
No, he like they daily check it and send messages from me and stuff like that. Do all the grunt work.
Yeah, and I just let him know when the shows are and what's going on.
I love that you guys always have masks on.
We have to, man, right? Like everybody, people get bugged out when we do the podcast and we have the mask on. They're like, "What are you doing? Podcasting, bro? What are you doing?"
I didn't even question it.
Right? It's not. It just becomes so normal, right?
I'm used to seeing you guys with your masks on all the time. So
I seen Johnny Ray Justice today. He tells me to say hello to you, Monster Mac.
Good old Johnny Ray.
Yeah, Johnny Ray Justice. He was not wearing a chili pepper bandana, but he told me to say hello to you.
Nice. And did he have chains around his neck?
He did have chains, yeah.
He's holding some kind of chains.
But so Chuck O'Neill, I want to get back into Chuck O'Neill.
Sure.
Chuck O'Neill came out. He's like a UFC guy, right? Like
he was in the UFC at some point for some matches.
The Ultimate Fighter, right?
Yep, he was on Brock Lesnar's team. he's officially retired from MMA. He's just about 30, I think. I think he's just been doing it for a while, and he just realized it's kind of the ship, not his sail, but it's just he's done what he's going to do.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if you're not trying to make it back to the UFC, is it worth getting your head
Like
potentially
legitimately,
pushed in?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know why he
Kicked
retired,
crazy.
but I know he had a great career. He didn't really lose many fights,
Right.
you know, so.
He did well. I've always heard he did well. And Spicely, right, is
Yeah,
Eric's,
Spicely's tearing it up now. He just won a UFC match like last week.
which is awesome. I went to high school with that kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same class a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's the man. He was doing wrestling for a while till he legitimately couldn't because of like contracts and
Right.
stuff, you know.
Now, how do you think Chuck has grasped to pro
I
wrestling?
think Chuck's good. I still bust his butt out saying he doesn't have the charisma that I have.
Right.
You know, because he's like young guys breaking in, wants to do all this cool stuff and you
Right.
know, show everyone what he can do. And like we said, sometimes less is more, slower is better. You know, you don't need to do 27 suplex. Just if you just do your one or two crazy
Like
ones
that
off
look
the-
real cool.
Yeah, like he does a belly to overhead belly to belly off the top. Both of the guys are on the top. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
F that noise.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I don't think I'll be taking that next month.
Right,
but,
right.
Maybe Chris Escobar will. But yeah, I don't know. He's grasping it. I mean, like we were talking about earlier off the record, like it's crazy. Like I wish we just broke into wrestling 2 years ago, like some of these guys have, because everyone's a lot friendlier. Things are a lot safer.
Right.
The
Everybody's
training
better.
is better. You know, people are more knowledgeable. They've learned from their mistakes, and now they're passing on. Whereas, like, we had to go through all the mistakes. We're just figuring out now.
We
how
are
to
the
make-
mistakes,
how to make
right?
some
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
money at this, and it's like we've been doing it for 15 years. You know, like guys who've been around a year are making just the same on shirts.
Right.
You know, so it's like, hey, good for them. I'm not hating. You know,
No,
like,
for
it's-
sure. But like back then, there was no Facebook and Twitter
No,
and to promote your stuff. And how hard was it to find a T-shirt guy 10 years ago
Yeah.
or 15
and the
years
stuff
ago?
even getting hit with chairs. I'm like, dude, I wish
The dumb shit we did.
Yeah. You know how many things Spike Dudley hit me over the head with, and now I wish I was like, hell no. You know.
Like, that's a back. You hit me right in the back, brother.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I feel like this podcast on my end is boring. Like I'm not giving you guys any good dirt or good stories. I don't know. I'm trying to think of.
I've been enjoying it, Mac.
Yeah.
No, I've been having a grand time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like no pun intended. Life is good or life's good. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
Life is good.
That's what I like to hear, man. I always
honestly, though, like I'm pretty much my own boss right now. The places I work, I'm in charge of like self. So
Right.
like, I don't know. Like,
that's kind of the dream, right?
yeah. Like I get up if I don't like. I help my friend out with his local record store once a week. I mean,
Roger, right?
Yeah, Roger.
Let's give him
Purchase
a
Street
plug.
Records. Roger's the man. He introduced me to The Godfather and like people that I actually like. Teddy Long, Ron Simmons.
Yeah, it's like you do a lot of like promoting stuff through them, right? Like autograph signings and stuff.
Yeah, well, Roger just got out of the game recently. He had a store at the Raynham Flea Market, and he sold all of his inventory to Toy Vault.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The
Roger's Rockin' Wrestling. He sold it. So he's not doing signings anymore. He's got the record store, and he's just focusing on that, and that's like his true passion. So
just
it's-
straight sold all the wrestling stuff
Yep,
because
yeah,
just
that's
Toivo
it.
just
All in one shot. Yep. So
good for him, I guess,
he's
right?
doing well
Like,
at the record store. Yeah, I usually work there.
I thought you were gonna say Steve Ricard bought it all.
Yeah, I usually work at his record store on Sundays. You know, and it's one more means.
Like,
of
that's a
making
good
money,
gig,
you know?
right?
Yeah,
Like, that's-
hell yeah, dude. And then I
hanging
work
out at a record
I work
store
at
with
a
your
bar.
friend.
I work at a bar across the street as a door guy a couple days a week, and then I work at No Problemo across the street from that bar whenever they have a concert if I'm in town. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean? It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
The work
You
is
keep
there
busy
if I
when you're
want it.
home, right?
Exactly. So if I'm not wrestling on a weekend, I always try to find work, unless there's like a personal event. I mean, it is nice to be able to go to a birthday party once in a while.
Right, you actually hang out with your
Yeah,
friends,
yeah.
right?
So, but yeah, it's cool. I'm pretty much my own boss right now. I don't know how much longer I can ride this wave, but we'll see. Maybe WWE will sign me, and I'll be the next. Oh, I have a story for you.
Whoa, see, that's how it happens.
The
That's how it
warehouse.
happens.
That was the
It's
side
about
story.
time, Teddy.
I
Yes.
went to school for video and audio production, and I was freelancing as a lighting guy with this dude I met while working at Hasbro Toys.
You went to New England Tech, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And so this guy was like, "Hey, want to go do a WWE job with me?" And of course, I'm like, "Hell yeah! What are we doing?" And like the first time I went, it was like a press conference. So I just did lighting for like a press conference, but it was like the day before, so I didn't even see it. Like I didn't see Vince.
Right,
It was
right,
just
nothing,
like
right.
I was there with like 20 other guys setting up stuff. So that was like a bummer. But then he's like, "Oh, I'm doing another one like next week. It's at the warehouse. Do you want to meet me there?" And I'm like,
At
"Oh my
the
goodness!"
warehouse?
And then he got me a gig because they were looking for an arm model. It was Money in the Bank commercial, so it was basically like my hand grabbing
Reaching
the
up
briefcase.
for the briefcase. Yeah. Do you know which arm is yours when you look at the
I never even
photo?
saw the commercial. Isn't
No?
that sad?
Oh.
I should try to find it.
YouTube that shit.
Yeah. But that was cool, and it was funny because like I was like, oh, should I tape my wrist? And they're like, yeah, and they like gave me. I don't know. It was like the people that work there are just so clueless. Like I feel like they gave me toilet paper or something.
Like gaffer's tape.
Yeah, I got like athletic tape and like did it the right way, but they were just like blown away by that. But anyways, so the WWE warehouse, pull in, and there's like this huge like garage. It's just like the size of Home Depot, and you're like just with like big signs and stuff. But first thing I see, an original Royal Rumble entrance thing, like from the Royal Rumble.
Thing.
I'm gonna pull these photos up on my phone as we're talking about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But anyways, so you go inside.
Sucks for the listeners.
It's like it's like the headbangers locker. It says
Right there.
Just weird props. The Punjabi prison.
Just pip it up, just lay it around.
Like 20 wrestling rings all on pallets.
Just set. Oh,
so they like
crazy.
take them and they like drive off. Put them on a
This
truck.
place must be huge.
Dude, they had Saturday night's main event signs. All the blue stairs, the blue pads from around the ring.
Oh, that must have been awesome.
The old WWF turnbuckle pads just laying around on the floor like garbage. Like I wanted to take one so bad, dude.
Just walking by it, like I'm gonna grab that.
But it was unreal, and the guy knew that I found out that I wrestled because I was doing that arm thing, and he's like, which they also paid me extra just for that. So, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you the money I get paid when I was working for this lighting guy, but it was the most I ever got paid to do a job.
Right.
So I was getting paid the most I've ever got paid to do a job. Getting an extra, I don't know, $200 or $300 to have my arm in this video, and I'm in the WWE warehouse. I found paperwork from when when WCW was suing them, or they were suing WCW for having Scott Hall and Razor Ramon.
Right.
Just like in a pile of like old stuff. There was like a pile of old papers, and that was in there, like a Michael Hayes promo photo from like the 80s. Like it was like they just cleaned out someone's office, and threw all this
all in there,
wrestling licenses and all the Undertaker's caskets, like 12 of them on these shelves, like similar
Just
to like Home
stacked
Depot.
up. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it was just surreal. They just had everything, Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to think like the coolest thing.
12-year-old you would have been like,
oh, dude, if you could have told me that that was going to happen to me like later in life,
right?
Like, that was probably one of the greatest days in my wrestling career, because after that I wrestled Sergeant Slaughter in front of like 2,000 people for NEW.
Right.
And they let me leave early because they were like, wow, you're going to wrestle Sergeant Slaughter? That's so cool. Like, because they went into overtime.
Right.
They're like, you know what? You can just leave. And my boss, I don't know if I can say this, I don't work for him anymore, but got me paid that overtime after I left. So he was like, oh, add 3 hours overtime to your check. So not only was I getting paid an insane amount for this lighting gig, I was getting paid to have my arm in the
commercial,
shot.
right?
And then I got like an extra few $100 or something, like overtime.
Right,
not even,
yeah.
Like, it was just
Not
so
even
crazy.
there.
I made a ton of money. I went to the warehouse, and then I wrestled Sergeant Slaughter in front of a packed, sold out gym of 2,000 people.
Right.
It was crazy, man.
How do you beat that weekend, right? Like,
dude, that was probably one of the greatest days of my life, looking back now,
Right,
wrestling-wise at least.
For sure.
Like, we're digging here. I'm digging for these photos. But anyways, I'm trying to think if there's anything else cool I can tell you from the warehouse.
What do they actually have you doing in the warehouse? Like,
we were setting up lights for commercial. Like, they have a ring inside the warehouse.
Yeah.
Actually, already like just set up at all times. I think mostly for filming like commercials and stuff. I don't think many people like train in it. It's just, like, there.
When they do those like Royal Rumble commercials with each individual person standing in the ring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. They just had like everything. It was just like almost surreal, But that was cooler than going to any WWE TV event, right? To me at least.
Right,
like,
yeah.
I was in the warehouse with the stuff I grew up watching. The only thing I didn't see was the blue cage.
Not in there.
They had the ring
you
from
couldn't find
WrestleMania
it.
1.
Like,
with the red, white, and blue ropes, just all rusty and like
set up or
no, like on a pile of
yeah.
pallets, like because they have like those, they just throw them on box trucks,
Right, just lift them and drop them.
But man, I really, really want to show you guys, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. But anyways, we can talk about something else, and if they pop up, I'll show you guys.
Cool.
Tag, you're in.
Yeah, so we're working the indie scene, right?
Yeah, right now I'm wrestling. I'm leaving. I'm flying out tomorrow for big time wrestling. I'm wrestling C.W. Anderson in North Carolina in this place called the Dorton Arena, which is crazy, dude, because NWA used to run there, and like I wrestled there for them a few months ago, and I'm not even exaggerating. There was like over 3,000 people. Like it was probably one of the biggest shows I've ever done, like audience wise, And
CW is still doing it too. He's one of them guys that wants
Found
to
the
actually do some work and put it in there. So that should be a good showing.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty excited about it. Like you said, he actually like works hard, so it's like I think it'll be quite a thing. And as you can see, which I should send these to you guys to post on your page.
Oh, that is the Royal Rumble banister. Oh, it's the actual
Hold on,
like
you gotta see
piece.
this, dude. I'm gonna send you these
that's
photos so you can
incredible.
post them on your page. I've never like released them.
Yo, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Punjabi prison?
definitely should get the link on these.
Just as you get money in the that was it, Money in the Bank commercial. That's what I did. There's like the ring. There's the ladder. That was like in just the Piper's Pit thing was so cool. The
Dude,
original
that's
Piper's
awesome.
Pit thing. It's just in their break room. That's like their little break room.
That's crazy.
There's a caskets. You kind of can't see them because of my flash, but there's just like a dozen caskets.
That's like the dream job over here.
dude, like,
It's like-
but some of this stuff too, like just this old WrestleMania. one
Were you
poster.
trying not to like mock out while you were there?
Oh no, I just took photos of
'Cause-
everything. I mean, like, I was just like, I took photos of everything. I mean, if this guy gave me permission, I just never posted them online because I was afraid I was going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
like they said, like the wrestlers have never been here. Like Fandango told me he's never even been here.
Right.
that's
Like,
crazy.
the old Royal Rumble gold thing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Look at just laying around.
Like it's
I was
That's
like,
crazy.
it was like had like a foot piece of rope attached to it. Like,
just cut the string.
oh, there
out
it
the
is.
Back.
Hold on, Michael P.S.
It's just a stack of papers.
But yeah, I don't know. It was crazy that they let me do that. I mean, that was probably the greatest wrestling day ever. You know, it's just
One of the greatest days ever. I don't know, man.
This is what it
it might be tough
transpired
to
to, as
beat.
you can see. Like that's kind of what
Right.
they're shooting in the end. You know,
Just all
there's the
forearm.
show.
And then packed show.
Like insane, right? Like there's Steve Ricard and Vader.
Vader. For some reason, I've seen that photo before. I don't know why.
There, and that was from the shoot, and there's my opponent. That was a good day.
So what's next, dude? What's
I don't know. I'm going to Japan in May. I haven't really told anyone that yet. I'm going out there to Wrestle One to team with Jay Freddy, and I'm sure Wrestle Singles too.
right?
But I mean, it's crazy. I'm going to be there for like 2 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
how long you.
Yeah, like 6 to 8 weeks right now. I mean, I'm almost afraid to go there that long, you know. But
Now are you on like a touring schedule with them, or
well, I guess it's pretty like freelance. You're just going to wrestle every week for them. I guess they're running a lot now, like 2 to 3 times a week. So, and that's it. And then other than that, you're at your leisure. You can go to training every day. You can go to the gym. You can just go to the nightclubs every night, like Jay Freddy, and not do any of the other stuff.
right?
You know, like he comes on, he gets back at 5 a.m. and the sun's coming up, and they're like, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely want to train down there. Will I train every day? I don't know if I can handle that these days.
Right, that
but
might be a little.
I definitely want to say I did, and you know, see how it goes. I guess, but I get that going on. Supposedly, I have another WWE tryout. TBA.
TBA. What happens if the tryout comes while you're in the?
I have to go to Japan, man. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, come on, not to say they've jerked me around, but they hit me up in October and they've changed the tryout already like 2 or 3 times.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just kind of whatever. When it comes, it comes. And if Paragon Pro Wrestling has been on break since like November, apparently they're starting up in March. And Big Time Wrestling, I guess, is going to be doing these tours every weekend still. I guess they're doing a bunch more stadiums this year and stuff.
Right.
Those shows are always fun. Always a ton of people at those. Yeah, I guess I'm wrestling at House of Bricks, 10 minutes from where I live.
Right, which is
you know.
excellent.
So I just 10
minutes from where we
top
all
rope.
live somehow.
Yeah, and top rope. So I mean, that's enough to keep me busy. I feel like I occasionally do new stuff here and there. I did this thing called Excite Wrestling last week. I teamed up with Jay Freddy against Chuck Taylor and Dan Barry. That was cool. But I'm just kind of going where the wind takes me. Just wherever we can have a good time, you know? Like, literally, dude. You know what I mean? That's it, man. As long as I can have fun and enjoy myself and not lose money, I'm down to do whatever,
Right.
man. Let's have some
But
fun.
Japan,
you know?
man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty pumped, you know? I'm more nervous about the food thing because, I mean, you guys know, like, I'm into, like, working out and eating and crap like that. And I'm just like, oh, man, what am I going to do? Do they even have the same food out there? I don't know. But whatever.
Eat a lot of fish, right?
YOLO,
I'm
as the
assuming.
young kids say.
Yeah, yes,
right?
YOLO.
2 years ago.
Go.
But, yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what happens. I've never been. I mean,
I was gonna ask. I've like never no vacate. Where's the furthest that you've traveled?
Mexico
like,
and Canada.
Right,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Cayman Islands, I think, on like a cruise. That's really it. You know, I've never done that. I always wanted to wrestle in either England or Japan, and I actually talked to Paige's dad, Ricky Knight,
Yep.
about going there in February. It was supposed to be for February, but then Japan happened, and I was kind of like,
Do I want to go to both?
yeah, it's a long time to be away, man. You know,
Right.
But it's definitely still out there. I met Paige's brother actually in Vegas wrestling for Paragon, and he set that up for me. So I'm definitely. I want to get to England too. That's another spot. I always want to go to England and Japan. You know?
Yeah, life's weird just to even say that sentence. Like,
yeah, seriously.
Paige's brother,
yeah,
hooked you up
exactly.
with his dad to work in England.
And then afterwards, we went to the Godfather's Club and hung out.
Right? Yeah, right.
With the Nation of Domination. Literally, I was with Godfather, D'Lo Brown, and Ron Simmons at Godfather's Club, just hanging out, and I'm just like. Thinking about it. It's like just me and Roger.
Just you and Owen Hart.
And I'm
like you're the Owen Hart of the
yeah, dude. I'm just like, this is kind of crazy. Like if I could have known, like 15 years ago, if someone
if somebody showed you that photo,
yeah,
right,
like,
of you guys.
I didn't have to like pay them to sit with them. You know what I mean? Like I was there with them, just hanging out. Like that was cool. Godfather's the man. We've actually become like, we'll text each other about just random stuff,
just
not
funny,
wrestling. Like, he doesn't
stuff.
even care about wrestling anymore.
Right,
you know?
right.
He'll be like, check out this new thing I got for recreational purposes. Right. Or
that looks excellent.
Or football.
Whatever it
is. There
is.
was a Raider. He loves the Raiders. There was a Raiders record at Rogers' store. I came across the other day from like the 1978 season.
Yeah,
and I'm
sent
like,
him a photo.
People listen to sports on record.
Yeah, what does this
So
mean?
I sent him like a photo, and he's just like, "Bro, you better bring that to me." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Just little things like that. But yeah, he's a cool dude. Teddy Long, I'm gonna be with him this weekend. He's someone that I text funny stuff too. We have a T-shirt together on Pro Wrestling Tees. It's it looks like the Twins movie.
Yeah.
But it's me and him, and it says Teddy.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So
yeah, you've always had good shirts, good quality. Like
yeah, well,
designs
Pro Wrestling
and
Tees
stuff,
is
yeah.
where it's at too, because you can just put up
Full
any
color,
dumb idea.
blank, there it is.
You know, like there's a shirt of Biff
with the
holding-
cat.
Yeah, it's a dog. It's my old roommate's dog and laser beams, and it's like his best-selling shirt
Because
there.
it's so funny. That's
And,
why.
like, yeah, it was just a silly idea. You know what I mean?
It's like the prom photo, right? Like
Yep.
oh,
Pretty
madness.
much.
And by the way, on Pro Wrestling Tees, you can also go to prowrestlingtees.com/MackCast and pick up our new
Might
T-shirts.
as well just buy both while you're on there.
Right, yeah. Just go to the
Save
site,
shipping,
pick up
you
some
know?
shirts, and 8-bit, right? Dick Lane 8-bit.
You gotta buy our shirt first in case you don't have enough money for the second one. But that's all good. What do you? Oh shit!
That is pretty funny though, isn't it?
That is.
I almost wish I would have ordered some for this
Pick up
weekend.
that sweet Teddy shirt.
He'll be like, "Play, you got to give me half." You know, he always says, "Play, dude." That is not a gimmick. you
Yeah,
know?
just him in real life.
Yes, he's a good dude though. Really good dude.
So, I mean, it's been
A long time,
a long time.
and I have to go. I have dinner plans.
That's right. We got some. We have dinner plans too, right, Mac? We're gonna have some food or
Yeah, I gotta start cooking soon. Right after this.
You gonna make a French dish this evening? Or
Yeah, you know-
French toast,
Yeah, me and
French
Trey are gonna
fries.
dine in tonight.
Oh yeah, what are you guys
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
have? French bread pizza?
Ramen noodles,
Is that French?
some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Those are
You
the
know-
best, man. You can't go wrong with those two major food groups right there.
right? Yeah,
Ramen and
they keep you
PBJ.
alive for sure. Keep
yeah.
you alive. Anything else you wanted to get out there, Ted, or
Nah,
any
I
trash you
wish-
wanted to talk? I'm trying to think if
you know, that's one thing I'll say. I'm in a point in my life where I pretty much like everyone. Off the record earlier, I was telling Monster Mac that I'm not a Doug Summers fan, but I mean, he's not even around, and I don't think anyone listening to this even knows who the hell he is. So, like,
Unless they
screw
heard
you,
us
buddy.
talking
Who
trash
cares?
about
Yeah.
him,
Why, are you not a fan of him either, or you just
He
heard
called
that we
me
were
a
like,
horse face behind my back, and like I think Ryan Drew, who was my, we still are buddies, but we were like
Right.
teaming or whatever. He was at like a Bob Evans show, and he was calling me horse face because obviously I have big teeth like fucking Steven Tyler, and
Right, yeah, like-
Mr. Ed, and whatever. I get it, but like I don't know. I just guess I was never a fan of him, so then when I heard that, it just rubbed me the wrong
Like,
way.
fuck him.
And I don't think I ever saw him again after that. Maybe I did, and I was just a big bitch and didn't say anything. But like now, yeah.
it's okay. We don't like him either.
But yeah, no, he never did anything for me. He wasn't good. He's a legend in his own mind, whatever. But anyways, no, I don't really have trash talk about anyone. I'm not Buddy Romano. I love this podcast just because he speaks his mind freely.
Right,
It was
yeah,
entertaining.
For
But
sure.
He's crazy. I tell him that all the time. He knows it. But I've also had some fun with Buddy outside of the ring, just hanging out after
As a
shows and
human,
stuff.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. As Buddy Romano. So what's up, Buddy, if you're listening?
All right, so I know Drew is probably listening. And what do you think the chances are of getting Drew on this podcast?
Drew Cordero?
No, not Drew Cordero. I don't know.
Ryan Drew.
Right.
I wish you would. I thought about that. I don't know. I guess, has he done any podcasts? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'll ask him.
He thinks that we hate him, but we don't.
Drew, here's the thing. I've said it before in your podcast, I think. Drew's one of the most underrated guys in the history
For sure,
of
I
New
think
England.
Drew's super good.
He's so good, and like, yeah, he might not be in the best shape he's ever been in, and like, he doesn't care about that stuff anymore. But
I
like, he can
find
still
like
go.
the bitter stuff too. I find that stuff funny. Like to do a podcast with him and doing the bitter, like how he, like you have
Sometimes we joke, are we the new Baker and Ash?
right, yeah. And
Because we're like, oh yeah, like I don't know, but then I think about it, and I'm like, we kind of are.
Right.
It's like I get now like that. I think we've been wrestling like 15 years. That's a long ass
so
time.
long,
You guys
yeah.
have been around a while too, but to Chuck O'Neill and stuff, I think we are the Baker and Ash.
Right,
you
just
know?
sitting in the back of the room. Just,
I'm definitely the Baker and he's definitely the Ash. You know,
yeah, if you could try to work on that, and I want to have Drew on.
yeah, dude, I'd love to hear him. He's got. I mean, I don't know if he would talk trash. But just hang out with him one night and have a couple of beers.
Right, and that's a totally
he's another
different.
guy
Right,
who's a
right.
straight shooter. I mean, he doesn't sugarcoat anything. I like Drew. I mean, I don't know where our relationship stands right now.
Currently?
We've been, like, on opposite ends of the spectrum, but like I'll always think of Drew like a brother. You know what I mean? We had fun teaming.
Right,
and,
right.
like,
You could be mad
we're
at each
like
other
exact
right now.
opposite.
But,
So like, I love to go to the gym every day.
Right.
Drew obviously doesn't care. That's not his top priority. Drew goes to wrestling practice twice a week. I never go. You know,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things like where we're on opposite ends, but I think there's a mutual respect for each other. Like I think Drew's one of the best wrestlers ever to come out of New England. He might say I'm one of the. He said on the record I'm one of the most charismatic guys.
Right, right.
You know, heel or face. You know, because I was such a cartoon seller before. You know, but there's a mutual respect there. You know what I mean? We're not. It's like Ebony and Ivory almost. You know,
Right.
but. We made it work. I had a lot of fun with him. I still do. I think he's done wrestling.
I read that, right? Like
Or he's not going to wrestle as much. But he's been kind of having some nagging injuries, so
Right.
he's ready to get out of it. But dude, I mean, I love the kid. He's awesome. He never got the respect he deserved. It was cool to see the Kingdom like give him a shout out and post photos and say, "Here's our trainer," because he did train those guys. You know,
Yeah,
no
all
matter
of
where
them.
they started,
All of them.
no matter where they started or finished, they spent like Matt Tatum will
Majority.
tell you he spent his career getting trained by Drew.
Right.
You know, like Spike Dudley, might have been around, but Drew's the meat and potatoes.
was in there with him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So I don't know. I guess but as far as talking smack, I just got nothing really bad to say about anyone. Like no one really.
That's good
like, no one
positivity,
owes me
man,
money.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I read actually, I'll tell you what, probably since I saw you, I read this book, The Secret, and dude, it changed my life.
Yeah.
Like literally, it just showed you how about positive energies attracting other
Yeah,
positive
yeah. I know the secret.
and I think it's true because, like, I left my job where everyone was a dick and miserable,
Right.
doing the same thing every day. Where you also familiar with that? We spoke with that earlier. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
You take yourself out of that situation, and like, you know, I got in a relationship with a girl who's never like negative. Like, I don't know, just like life is so much easier. Like now, like everything is just too good to be true. Almost like
That's
I'm
how
not a
it's
millionaire,
feeling.
but dude, I can pay my bills.
Right.
I can do what I want every morning. I don't have to wake up and say, "Oh man, well." I mean, obviously I have responsibilities like anyone
Right.
else.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's like I really am my own boss, and like I enjoy my life, and I feel like I have more friends than ever from between wrestling and working in the New Bedford area at
Right.
3 businesses all next to each other. Like everyone knows me. I'm the wrestler.
Right.
Whether we're friends or not, like you know,
Oh,
like
Ted's the wrestler,
Everyone knows
right.
Ted Goodz. Like
Yeah,
he's the local WWE guy. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
So like, it's cool. Sometimes it's annoying, and I'm sure it is to you guys too when morons come up to you and just talk about asking the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
20
yeah.
questions. You're like, yeah, bro, here it is, brother. You know, but yeah, I will say like. I don't know. It's cool. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up for. You know, like I've definitely starting to explore other avenues. What am I going to do next with my life when
Right,
when,
yeah,
when
yeah.
I don't wrestle anymore? I don't think I want to be a trainer. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I
That's
don't-
not the.
Maybe I will start a podcast again or do something. You know, but like I'm thinking.
Start a restaurant.
It's funny you say that. I'm trying to buy
I
a
need
hot dog.
I need
store.
a job.
I'm trying to buy a hot dog shop. That's already around in New Bedford. It's next door to the bar I work at, and Roger's thing. The guy's only open once a week. I've been nagging them to just sell it to me.
Yeah.
But I guess I can throw this out there because I don't think anyone's going to steal
Would
it.
it be wrestling related?
Well, that's the thing. I want to make it mostly wrestling related. Maybe you have some other nostalgic stuff like Lincoln Park. You know, an old Lincoln Park poster. Yeah, local stuff, but mostly wrestling because my girlfriend came up with a great name for it. DDT, Dogs Downtown.
That's
Right?
a
Boom,
good
and
one.
you
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
wrestling kind of theme, like almost like Championship Melt in a
Right.
way. You can
did,
have
back in
wrestling
the-
hot dogs.
Back in the day, ours was called the Wrestle Rant.
Oh, nice. It's funny you say open a
Our idea,
restaurant.
yeah.
Dude, I will employ you in a heartbeat.
I was gonna say Wednesdays. I'm open Wednesday
That would
nights.
be great though, and you could like create your own
Afternoons.
menu. Seriously, dude. Like, so I've been negotiating with these guys, but like that is like just thinking small steps. Like I
Right.
want to open a business. I don't want to work for someone else after I did that for like half my life. 15 years I worked in like supermarkets and stuff
Just-
like that.
yeah,
Like,
daily grind.
I don't want to. Now, after not doing it for a few years, I don't want to ever go back to that. It might
Right.
sound greedy, it might sound pompous, but I put my time in. I tell my parents, I'm like, I'm retired from shitty jobs like that, like physical labor bullshit.
That's awesome.
Because I did it for 15 years. I did
Right.
it from age 15 to 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm over it, man. I paid my dues. I don't want to do that. I want to be my own boss. You know, I want it to be something I like and I'm proud of. Like, you know, my mom's always like, you should buy this business and that. And it's like, Mom, I don't want to open a Portuguese restaurant. Mom,
Right.
I don't want to open a Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to sell hot dogs to people and talk about the glory days.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just sit there and BS and be like, I used to do that. See that picture of me with the
That's
muscles?
me. You're right.
That's me with Matt Hardy or whatever. You know, like, I don't know. But it would be cool. So we'll see. But I guess
Dogs downtown.
You know how wrestling is. Every time you think you're going to get out of it or it's
Right,
over,
right.
like, I need a shoulder surgery. I've had shoulder surgery twice on my left shoulder. The right one needs it.
I tore my rotator cuff too.
I started wrestling in Las Vegas, and I just blew off the surgery. Like, the guy, I'm like, hey, man, I'm not going to do the surgery because he said I have what's called a slap tear, and
Yep.
he's like, you can live with it, but for someone your age and as active as you are, you should fix it. But you'll be on the shelf for 6 months.
Right.
And then with Las Vegas, things started coming up. I was going to Las Vegas every month and
You're like,
big
nah,
time
man.
and everything else and winning the belt. I'm like, I can't have surgery now. You
Right.
know? Obviously, we all have this chemical imbalance in our brain that gets us into this fake fighting world.
That breaks us, right? Something wrong
Which
up
isn't
there.
fake at all because, like you said, guys get beat up.
Torn rotator cuff,
Yeah,
torn
dude,
ACL.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
It takes its toll on your body. But now I think you guys have found your groove where you find what works for you.
Right.
What isn't dangerous, but what does look spectacular
Right.
for you. You know what I mean? And that's what you got to do. Like, dude, I just started doing suicide dives 2 years ago for the first time in 10 years. But that's the only dive you'll see me do. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
and when
yeah,
I
yeah.
do it, I get a good response because I think they're like, oh shit, I didn't expect Ted
to do
jump
that,
out
right.
of the ring. Like, you know what I mean? So same with you guys.
He
When
does,
you hit
when
that
he does
one
the
high spot,
moonsault and the like too. Like
you
nobody
hit that-
sees it coming.
You hit that high spot, and it's like, whoa, shit! Like that, I do it. Like Biff told me, he's like, do it at the end of your match. Like, do all the fireworks at the end because he's like, that's one of the craziest things. No one's gonna expect you to do a dive,
Right.
so don't do that at the beginning. Save it at the end and do the whole But
Stealing that idea. Fireworks at
that's
the end.
another
I
thing I
like
do.
it.
I send Biff a lot of my matches to get critiqued. You know what I mean? Just to see what
Because he
says.
knows they're telling him
Of course,
what they
you
want,
know?
right?
I mean, granted, the style there is different. It's for TV, but the Las Vegas thing. It's crazy. It's TV. You get there at 9 a.m. and you're there till 11 p.m. You're filming like promos all morning. It's crazy, dude. But
Yeah.
it's like real deal WWE
like
stuff.
real TV.
Yeah, it's no different than like TNA or something, you know. So, but that's cool, and I thank Jared/Paul Lombardi for getting me that gig, man, because he got me the tryout there. And like, I don't think he's involved with them now. I think they might have cut ties, but like, dude, he was like the mastermind behind that whole operation. He was writing so much for them, and
Right. I don't know why they would
Dude,
cut ties
no,
with him. I
it's
feel like
crazy.
he
totally worth it. He's totally worth it. He's a pro, you know.
and he's a wrestling mind
Yep.
too. Like you know what I mean? He's been around forever too. He's like one of those guys that started way back when.
But yeah, I guess that's it in a short and sweet way. I don't really know what the future holds, but I mean, I'm preparing for the future, but I'm still enjoying it because
Right.
I mean, I'm
Enjoying the ride,
I'm
right?
going to go to Japan. I might have another WWE tryout. I'm going to get to go back to Las Vegas. I mean, right there, those are all things.
That's some pretty dope things to go
Top Rope
to happen in the
Promotions
next
wrestling
year.
in Fall River in New Bedford. Like, I love that, dude. Like, being able to do a show in New Bedford with you guys and like my friends. And by the way, if you've gotten many compliments from a few of my friends, actually,
Really? Yeah, they enjoy us?
Yeah, dude. I mean, different strokes for different folks. You got to
Right.
have a little bit of everything on the show. You guys aren't all just comedy and show. You guys back it up with these.
We do some stuff. Yeah, yeah. We do.
Spots, you
We
know?
do a few things.
So I don't know. I guess I'll keep doing that. I don't really want to be wrestling 10 years from now. I don't think, unless I'm making millions of dollars and I still
Right,
look
yeah.
the same. But like, you know, it is what it is. That we're watching right now, the Hardys thing, what they're doing right now, dude. They reinvented themselves, whether you like it or not. People are talking about them.
They are.
selling
It's great.
merchandise that's popular. Like, they came to Fall River and everyone was like, "Oh, they better be old school Hardy Boys, or I'm going to be pissed." Like, dude, they did their TNA shtick and they were so over,
Super
Like,
over. Right.
The people who don't even know the delete thing got it in
They were
5 seconds. You know,
they were
Like,
deleting away.
they actually did an awesome spot with that Brandon Webb called, where they were both in each corner and they
Yeah.
were getting chopped and they were going back and forth and they were going delete, obsolete, delete, obsolete. Like, that was
Oh,
Brandon's
that's-
spot.
yeah,
And like, they ended it with like a double whammy. Dude, it was so over. The Hardys stole it like the next day.
Yeah.
You know, like big time, you know, but like, and they let the Reject and Vane do so many crazy spots.
Right, yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta send you guys the match. But,
Oh, I seen it.
yeah.
I got some
Jeff
direct
Hardy
links to
took
that
some
show.
stuff I wouldn't want to take.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, like, good for them, you know. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm enjoying myself, and you know, like I said, if I can sell a couple of T-shirts and pay for the cat food, then
Right, and
everything's
not,
good. You know,
not have to wake up at 4 a.m. Then
Actually, I don't have a cat. I just saw your cat. You have a 3-legged cat, which I've never seen. That's pretty cool.
Sir Cat's a lot.
I have a dog, Caesar.
Caesar.
almost the same color. Yep. But shout out to Caesar if you
Yeah,
understand.
Caesar, if you're listening.
If you're listening, Caesar's sleeping right now, watching WWE Network, being fat.
Yeah, living the life.
And we went for a walk today, so he's definitely sleeping.
Yeah.
Watching it. But you know what it is? I feel guilty leaving my dog like alone, like in the dark or just with a light on.
Yeah.
So I'll either put on music or I'll put on WWE Network.
Right,
You know
and
what
just
I mean?
let it.
Something
Just on the
playing,
live
some kind
stream.
of stimulation, So, but you're
Turn-
partner to step out again.
Yeah. To leave. I guess we're gonna do the goodbyes.
Yeah. See you later, buddy.
Yeah. Boss and Mac bounce. So, Ted, thanks for coming out, dude.
Thanks for having me, man. I had fun as usual.
A pleasure as always.
We'll hang in a few weeks at House of Brick.
Yeah. I'll see you
March
in a couple
18th.
weeks. We'll both be there apparently.
My Twitter is Ted Goodz. My Instagram I think is Ted Goodz.
Should we get an Instagram? Is it worth it?
Yeah, Instagram's cool. Yeah, I don't do Snapchat. I got Facebook, Teddy Goodz. I don't know. That's about it. I accept most people to my regular Facebook. I'm not going to say what it is because I
Right? Yeah. You don't want to. You don't want to do that.
I mean, in a perfect world, I'd rather everyone just follow my wrestling page. My Instagram is mostly just wrestling. I don't put like personal life stuff.
Right?
on there.
Yeah.
My girlfriend hates it, but I explained to her. I'm like, there's a lot of creepazoids in here, so I like to just not have you on there.
Right.
She gets Facebook privileges.
But Instagram,
yeah.
Not on Instagram.
Make one. You got all this cool stuff, man. You could post some of this artwork and like the TBT. Hashtag,
Yeah. Got a little Moss and Mac room going down over there.
But March 18th. Where's the show on March 18th for Brickhouse?
New Bedford.
Do you know where? No.
Hold on.
Well, there's always good. There's always a cheap bar inside the venue. Everyone has fun afterwards too.
Right. You'll for sure. We'll post it so you'll know when it happens.
Looking forward to having fun with you guys.
That's usually my answer.
I was like, it's always a good show when I know when we show up and you're there. I'm like, all right, that's
Hell
it.
yeah. That's it. Check out Top Rope Promotions, Big Time Wrestling, Paragon Pro Wrestling. They have there's an app called Fight TV.
FITE, right?
FITE. It's free. You can watch Ring of Honor, TNA, ICW, Paragon. There's like 70 episodes up there. It's pretty cool and it's free. And you can buy stuff too, I think, if you want. But most of it's free.
But but free.
All the Paragon's free. They have some great talent down there, like Caleb Conley and just Scorpio Sky. They get some PWG guys, Gangrel.
Right.
Striker, they got they have a good mix, and there's some guys you've never heard of, like the Whirlwind Gentlemen would be awesome for you guys. You should look them up. They out of Vegas, but
the Whirlwind
just
Gentlemen,
super entertaining tag team. They come out in full suits,
yeah,
big afros, like it's just cool, it's just fun. Yeah, that's it. Check out the promotion, support local wrestling, buy a picture or a shirt because I'm not telling you to, but fans out there, if you want to support, like. It's cool. You're helping put money in some wrestlers' pockets going to the shows, but the wrestlers make their real money by selling their merchandise and
booths.
stuff like that. Remember, in the end, the promotion is getting the door money, and they're going to decide how much goes to the wrestlers. And these guys are killing themselves. Some are doing it for free or $20. Some are doing it for I don't know. Everyone's getting paid differently, but the point is these guys are doing it because they love it. So you should, if you love it, support them. Buy a T-shirt. They're going to invest that money back into themselves, or they're going to get a beer. Either way, you're saying thank you. And,
I was going to say, it means a lot when you go to the booth and you sell some stuff on a night when you don't think you're going to.
If you're in New Bedford, buy our shirts and buy us a beer.
Yeah,
that's okay
both.
too.
Yeah,
we don't mind.
Or
shots okay too.
There's
I had a shot
a bar
of some
right
tequila at the last House of Brick show. Oof, 2 of them. Jose Cuervo. Whew. It was a good time shortly thereafter. That's always fun at those shows, And it reminds me of me when I was a kid. You get to be so close to the ring and see it up. It's not like going to WWE. I mean, you're 2 feet away, and these guys are pounding each other.
Yeah.
You're getting a better. Honestly, guys in WWE will vouch. You're getting a better show on the Indies. The guys are working as hard as they can to entertain you and get a response out of you. So, do what you can. Buy a $1 pin. Buy a $20 shirt. Any little bit, is appreciated, and it does help the guys out. And we're not doing this for money, like we said. The money's a perk when you get paid
for sure
to do it, but obviously everyone's doing it because they love it. So.
It's always nice to come home with a fat pocket of cash, and
a couple of shots of tequila,
right? Yeah.
So it makes for a good night's sleep. But anyways, I thank you guys for having me.
A pleasure as always, dude.
Much appreciation to you coming down.
Thanks for having me here at the MackMansion.
I know.
Change of scenery,
For real, it's because of the winery situation. We're gonna keep it a little. Can't get too crazy. But anyway, much appreciation, much love, and best in your future endeavors.
Oh, my God.
You just fired already from the podcast?
And
Or
you're
WWE.
fired. You're terminated.
And if you do a podcast in the future, we'll put it on the Moss Mack
Oh, dude, I'll
Network.
definitely have you guys on.
Yeah. No, we'll put it right on the Mack Network. We'll do all the work for you. Just give it to us, and then we'll count the views as our own views.
Hell
It becomes-
yeah. I'll wear a mask. I
Hook
have
us
a
up.
mask somewhere.
Hook us up with them WWE warehouse photos.
Oh yeah,
too.
I will send you those. You can post some of those on your page.
All right, thanks for listening, Mackamaniacs and wrestling fans all over the world. Have a good night.
A weird way to end that. That was so strange.
And good night and good night, good night. Make it even weird.
Peace.